Hi, my name is Jim Bala. I'm the service tech for Buyers Products. Today we'll be going over our V-plow power unit. It's part number 1615-2000. We'll be looking at each valve individually and also each valve in combination with other valves of what operations they do. It'll go a long way in repairing your power unit if you know what each valve does. The first valve we're going to be looking at will be on the main manifold. It'll be on the driver's side. It'll be the lower valve. What this valve does, it controls your up. So if you're having trouble with your plow raising, this would be the first place I look. Also, what you want to do is make sure that the valve is getting 12 volts. If it's getting 12 volts, what we want to look at to see if there's possibly a piece of debris in there or maybe a little chip, and we want to make sure that the plunger inside the valve is actually moving. What would you need for that would be a 7/8 deep well socket to remove the valve. There's the valve. Now in this power unit, this valve, there's 8 of these valves. So this valve, your down valve, and a few other valves here are all the same. And we'll go over that a little bit later. So I'm going to take this valve and I'm going to take a screwdriver and just stick it in the middle. And I'm just making sure that plunger's moving in and out freely. The next step, what you could do, and you can do this on every valve, is put the coil back on. And what you'll do is bring 12 volts and as soon as I apply 12 volts, you should hear the plunger moving in and out. Should be a little clicking noise. This way you know for sure that the valve is operating correctly. Keep in mind that each coil will need 9 volts to operate correctly. Anything below that, the coil will not activate. Now our next valve will be our S1B valve, which is located right above the S1A. This valve controls your plow down, or your down movement. It's the same valve as the S1A, but the S1B controls your down. That concludes the main manifold, and that main manifold is also the same manifold that's on the XP plow too. So the function we're going to look at now will be the right wing out. The valves that control that will be your S2 valve, which is one down on the front closest to the plow, and then the mirror image will be S2B, which is on the passenger side, and then the S4 and S5 valve, which is on the driver's side. These 4 valves control your right wing out, so if you have any problems with your right wing out, please make sure that these valves are getting voltage and that nothing's sticking inside of them. Now for the left wing out, what you want to look at would be the S3 valve, which is on the driver's side on the top, the S3B, which is on the passenger side on top, and then also the S4 and 5, which are on the driver's side back closest to the grill. Now for the scoop function that has both wings going forward, you want to look at the S4 and 5, and they control your scoop. If you want to bring the wings back, so right wing back, that would be your S6 valve, which is on the passenger side on bottom. Also, the left wing back will be valve S7, again, passenger side on top, closest to the grill. That controls your left wing back. For your V position on the V-plow, it'll just be your S6 and 7 operating at the same time. That'll bring both wings back. For your angle right, what you'll need would be your S2 and your S8 valve in conjunction to make your plow in a straight blade mode angle right. Angle left will be your S3A and S8 valve. That'll be for your angle left. I know we're talking about a lot of valves right now. You go back through this video and slow it down a little bit, but there's many valves and there's also numerous valves per function. And they all have to be operating at the same time to make one function work. Next thing we're going to be looking at will be the valves that don't have power, but they also are very important in the functionality of this plow. The first thing we'll be looking at will be the 4 valves that are on the back side. I turn the power unit all the way around to the back. You have 2 relief valves on each side. These will control the wings to lock. So if you're plowing and your wing is drifting back or forward, these are the valves that you want to look at. The next valves we'll be looking at, we're going to the front of the manifold, will be our down valve, our down quill valve. It's an adjustment valve that you use a screwdriver to adjust it. You have a locking nut. What you want to do is loosen it, and then use a screwdriver. The more I tighten it, the slower it drops. The more I loosen it, the faster it drops. Once you get it in a position that you want, then you lock it in with the lock nut. Right below this is our next valve we're going to talk about, and this valve here is the main pressure relief valve. I talk about brains of the power unit, but this is also a part of the brain. This is preset to factory for pressure, and this controls your pressure on all functions of the power unit. Again, that's your main pressure relief valve. If you're not getting proper pressure to lift the plow or move some angles, you might want to look at that valve. The next valves we're going to look at are check valves. There's 4 of them in total. You have one on top that controls your S3 valve. You have one on bottom for your S2. And then you have 2 in the back that control your S4 and 5. What these valves do is they stop flow to the tank and they regenerate oil to make your wings go faster. Our next valve, which is our final valve, is our lift check valve. The lift check valve is located on the driver's side, next to the motor, underneath this plug. What you'll need is a Allen wrench to take the plug out. And inside the manifold, we have a lift check valve. You'll need a special tool from buyers to take the lift check valve out. It's part number 16900010. What you want to do is then take the tool, put it where the plug was, and it's threaded, so you want to turn it out. So take the lift check valve out. You'll want to look at it for debris. Make sure the spring loaded is springing. There's also a nylon seat in the bottom that you want to take out with a pick if you want to replace it. A lot of times this might be loose or just a piece of debris in it that makes the plow drift down a little bit. So you just got to blow it out with a little compressed air and put it right back in. Well, that's it. We just went over the power unit for the V-plow. It's part number 1615-2000. We went over each valve and numerous valves of what they do. For more information, go to our website at www.byersproducts.com. And if you have an older power unit, take the top cover off, flip it upside down. It has a logic table there, and it also has a chart of what valve does what and where the valves are located. If you have a new Gen 2 plow, the back panel has the same diagram, and you get more information on that. Thank you.